We met you in front of a game store, a game
Yeah,
shop.
Addie's Games.
Uh-huh. And what was your purpose? What were you doing out there?
I was selling my wares. I was selling the many wooden implements that I make for D&D players, for tabletop gamers, cosplayers, anybody that does anything that involves like dressing up as their favorite, cartoon character or game character, whatever it is. I make stuff that they would like. So if you're a barbarian, a wizard, a monk, right? I'll make a club for you, right? A club for you,
Nice.
casting staff for you, or a quarter staff. Whatever you sort of imagine your character carrying around with them is typically something that I'll be like, oh, I could probably make that out of wood.
How did you get into woodworking, Vic?
I always liked woodworking. I can sort of like there's a lot of things in my life that I can think back and think to myself like, oh, I always liked doing this. I just never really realized that I could do it for, as like a full-time hobby, and then much less that I think that I could like make money at it. My dad, I kind of feel like he always loved woodworking, but he had to live the life of an electrician because that's the trade that he went into. But
Yeah.
he's always had like that special sparkle in his eye when he's like, "Oh, woodworking? Yeah, I've always wanted to do that." And so because of that, I remember. Okay, so here's the like the core memory
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
that reminds me of like why I like to woodwork. The first woodworking project that I ever worked on was, or actually two of them. We worked on them at the same time. It was me and my dad. This was when my younger sister was maybe a year old or so, just starting to sitting up on her own. My dad built her a little booster seat for the tables that we had. And he spent maybe 2 days in the garage, like building this little booster seat, and she made it for her. It worked out really nice. She used it for probably 3, 4 years, and then
Oh,
after that, she kept it, and then she started using it as a step stool, right? Because she had outgrown it, so she used it to like step up and get up onto things. And then in that same weekend, we also built a my mom at the time had bought all of the what is it, New World or the Britannica encyclopedias. Do you remember
yeah.
those? The guys would like
We
come door
all
to door and
had.
sell them to you. Yep, my mom bought the entire collection. In order to learn English, she watched a lot of American movies. So we would buy a lot of VHSs. We had a ton of books. We had like so much stuff. And it was so cluttered that finally she was like, I need something to put all this stuff in. And my dad's like, okay, fine. And he built her a huge bookcase, not just a bookcase, but like multiple shelf case that she could put like all the books on and at the bottom, all the movies, all the other books and everything. And she still has it to this day. Like
Wow.
she still has that piece of furniture to this day. It doesn't creak, it doesn't wobble, it doesn't like it's just and this was when I was maybe 11 years old, probably less. I
Mm.
think I might have been like 8 or 9 years old that he made this thing. So it's been a while that it's been around. And so that was like the first project that we worked on that I was like, this is fun. Yeah, I got to be in the shop and help him out with it and everything. It was a lot of fun. I like, and so that's the core memory. And so now when I think back and it's like, what got me into woodworking? That was the original thing that was like, this is fun. And then as I started doing more D&D stuff and I started doing more, socializing and stuff like that, uh, and not only that, but also going to like gaming stores and they have stuff there too. Like for example, Addie's Games, they have a bunch of like really cool props in one of their game rooms that you can buy. And I remember walking in and like picking one of them up, and it was made out of foam. And my initial thought was like, ah, man, that's kind of disappointing because it looks really cool, but it just doesn't have weight or heft to it. Like this is a prop, which is understandable, right? Like you can't be selling
Right.
like actual weapons at a gaming store. That'd be crazy. Um, but I did think to myself, like, it'd be really cool if there was like stuff like this made out of actual like wood that's got like some weight to it.
You know what,
Um,
Vic? You remind me of Angelo when he chiseled out the David thing. He says like he
uh,
just there was a statue inside of that rock, and all I did was cut away until that's all that was left.
That's exactly like honestly, I've never heard that he like ever said that, but that's exactly what I tell people too. It's like, how do you carve this thing? It's like I honestly don't really know because like I can't let me see if I have one of my smaller carvings. Oh, for like example, like this one here, right? This is a little fox that I carved, which is
Okay.
a fairly simple carving project, right?
Yeah.
But this was just like a square block of wood at one point.
You didn't know what it was going to be when you had the square
I did
block of
not know
wood.
what it was going to be. I started carving it, and then I was like, all right, well, it looks kind of like a fox. And if I remove this part here, and I'll add some legs. And when she asked, I was like, well, how do you do this? I was like, I don't know, because if you ask me to draw that same thing on a piece of paper, I can't do it. If you give me a piece of wood and you tell me to carve that thing, it'll be easier for me to carve that than it would be for me to draw it. Drawing, for some reason,
Wow.
my brain just doesn't understand it. Carving, I understand it more because it's just like remove the stuff that isn't what you want. And that makes sense to me, like in my head, just like remove the stuff that isn't the thing you want until it becomes the thing that you want, or it becomes the thing that you're like, I like how this looks.
I assume that sometimes you have made pieces for board games.
Yeah, I have made pieces for board games. I don't have any of them with me here because they've all been either sold or given away to friends. Oh, but here's
Yeah.
one that I'm working on now. So this isn't a
Okay.
figurine, but it is a board piece, right? You can put it on your board piece and it essentially represents like your character. It represents like your gaming
You.
token.
Yeah.
And if you can see there's like little faces that I'm going to carve into it,
I do see
right?
that. It's like a
But that's
tiki.
yeah, it's like a little tiki. So it's got four different little faces that are going to be carved into it.
I
Thank
heard you
you.
mention that you also do D&D, right? Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
do a lot of D&D. Yes, that's what got me into carving clubs and stuff. I love D&D. If I may, I teach a Dungeons and Dragons 101 class at Ease Games in San Diego. I usually post it on Reddit. So once again, check me out on Reddit. You'll find all of my posts there. My classes are all free, with quotes because it is a donation based, and I don't mean money wise. I'll typically get like so school and education is a big deal for me. So I'll whenever I do have a class, in order to get into the class, you just need to bring like a unused or unopened school supplies. You get into
Hmm.
the class, you get to learn how to play D&D, and then I take all of those school supplies and I donate them to like a locally underfunded classroom that needs it to help support our schools. So if you've been wanting to learn how to play D&D, check out the D&D 101 class and come learn how to play. It's a really, really, really great game. And especially during the holidays, you're going to be with your family anyways. You're going to be yelling and screaming anyways. Might as well roll some dice in between in between the arguments.
When is the D&D class, the 101?
My next one is going to be in January. It's
Okay.
yeah, they usually take place during the Fridays or Saturdays. So
Okay.
it's most likely going to be probably the second Saturday of January.
Okay, Vic. So I just want to know how people can find you and what can they get if you have a website?
Yes, I do. I have a website. It's viciousdesigns dot weebly.com. You can also find me on Reddit. If you're on Reddit San Diego, it's a guy named Vic with underscores under between each word. A underscore guy underscore named underscore Vic. If you have something that's like specific, where it's like I have a specific character and I want like a crescent moon staff, um, you there's a way to contact me as well on the website. I think it's a contact us page.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put in your email, put in your comment what specifically you're looking for, and then that'll shoot me an email, and then we'll get in touch that way.
You
Yeah.
know what? I can tell that you have a passion for this. There's definitely a calling in you, a special
Mhm.
gift. Everyone does not have the gift to see a branch on a tree. One, to even cut it off.
Yeah,
Two, to turn it into something. And it's
exactly.
just remarkable. I would love to catch up with you after you make some more things and we, follow up. So, Vic Sharp, I really appreciate you. Appreciate your time today. I appreciate
Mhm.
just the passion that you have for what you do. Happy
No,
to
thank
talk to
you. It
you.
was a lot of, like I said, you have to cut me off because if we're, I'll just talk until I'm blue in the face. So yeah, you have to cut me off at some point.
Join our board game community at www.tablefor2.games. If you'd like to follow Vic Sharp on Reddit, his handle is here. Go to his website, see his designs, and use Yahoo for any classes that you might want to take that Vic is doing. And go to his entertainment Gmail if you'd like to get something customized for yourself. And follow Table for Two on Facebook and Instagram to see what we'll be doing next and see all of our interviews on YouTube. Thanks for watching.